everyone, my name is Samantha Braden, and I'm the host of our Leading with Impact web series. And today I have the pleasure of interviewing Braden Douglas about his new book on becoming a leader of impact. Braden is an accomplished speaker, author, and the founder of Crew Marketing Partners. Braden has a heart for entrepreneurs, and I thank you so much for joining us today to talk about your new book.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So there are a ton of leadership books on the market. What differentiates yours in the marketplace?
You know what, it's such a great thing because there are tons of leadership books. And so when I was, first starting to think about this, I said, I don't want to write just another boring, regular leadership book because I've read a lot of them. And I'm sure if you're listening to this right now and seeing this, you have too. This book, I wanted to be practical. I wanted it to be filled with stories that people can relate to. And so it's not a book to be how to become a better leader or how to become a leader in general. It's really taking people who want to be leaders right now, who are people of influence, and helping them have a bigger vision for what impact means and how they can actually practically do that in their daily life.
I did read the book, and I think it's great that you have all these anecdotes and you share personal experiences about how people had an impact on your life. Do you have a favorite one that you want to share with our audience today?
You know what, I would say, it was funny. I was talking to my parents a couple of weeks ago, and I said, Dad, when did you see a real change in me as a person? And without hesitation, he said, when you went to volleyball camp in grade 12. And he could have picked any moment in my life. He said that when you went there, you were leading in a way that, was more prideful, a little cocky. And there was a guy there named Kevin Shonk, and he was a 3-time varsity volleyball champion. But the way that he led, and every, we were kind of split up on teams. And so the way that he led was he brought everybody together. When you made a mistake, he didn't make you feel weird or like, come on, man. Like, it was almost like, not a problem. We got this. It just kind of changed my focus of, wow, like here's somebody who's extremely talented, but a great person, and somebody that brought the level of everybody around them up. And that had a big influence on me, and it had a big impact because it changed the way that I thought about what should a leader feel like when they come into a room.
That's a fantastic story. So in the book, you talked about being gifted the 7 habits of highly effective people and being apathetic towards reading it. If someone were to give your book to a young leader, what would you want them to gain from reading your book?
Yeah, you're talking about when my Uncle Bob gave me the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey when I turned 14. I remember not wanting to read it. And, sometimes when you're young, there's lots of things to do. You've got lots of priorities. You got lots of social life. You've got, you want to watch Netflix, whatever you want to do. You don't really just want to sit down and crack open a book on leadership or on, personal improvement. And so I totally get that. And that's why I think what I tried to do in the language of the book and everything is to make it approachable, make it a little bit more fun, write it in a way that it would help spur somebody on to look at their life differently. And if they're young, a practical approach that my hope is they read it and they feel like, okay, I can actually really do this. Just because I'm young, it doesn't mean that I can't actually have a major impact or an influence on others.
In the book, you talk about someone worth following is someone who knows who they are and why they're leading. And sometimes people are put in leadership positions, but they don't really know those answers. So what advice do you have for people who have been given opportunities to be in positions where they're trying to learn about their passion and learn about their purpose?
I work with a lot of leaders. Some of them have, you rise up into corporate ranks or even if it's a volunteer leadership position or whatever it may be. And I think the fallacy that we have is that we feel like we should arrive at some place, that one day we'll just know that I'm doing exactly what I should be doing and I know exactly all the answers and I'm doing it, which is absolutely wrong. You're always going to be learning. You're always going to be growing. If you feel like you know everything, you're probably not doing something right because the world is always changing. But the thing that you have to get grounded on is knowing who you are means really having a foundation of your core values. And I think that is really where your spiritual life, where your faith, for me, it was, following Jesus and really saying, I want to follow it because it's truth. And there's a foundation that is laid on that. It doesn't matter if my business is successful or if it's failing, if my personal life or relationships are in a rocky spot, you always have that grounding. And I think that's why when we talk about leader impact, it's your professional, personal, or spiritual life. The spiritual life is so important to really be grounded about who you are and having the pure motives and the pure motivation so that you can serve and lead others and influence in them without feeling like you're going to get something in return.
That's really, really fantastic. For somebody who is new to learning about leader impact, what information or what do you want them to glean from the book and what this amazing and inspiring movement is all about?
You know what I would say, when I first even got involved with Leader Impact back in the kind of mid 2000s, it was a small organization with a big mission to really help leaders live a life of impact. And I always thought, I like that. What does that really mean? And how do we do this? And I were going on trips with them to Mexico and El Salvador and Colombia, and then coming back. And what I realized is that, and I talk about this in a chapter in the book, is that no one succeeds alone. As a leader, sometimes we take this mantle on ourselves and we do a lot of things, solo. But what I've realized, and what Leader Impact does an amazing job of, is that it brings together like-minded people who are from different walks in their faith life, different professional levels, but they all have this same common mission to want to live a life of impact. When you're together in that room, learning together, you're encouraging each other, you're spurring each other on, you're keeping each other accountable, you're not afraid to ask the hard questions, to get into things that are a little bit deeper. And it really makes a profound difference in your life, because every time you go there, you say, I want to be a better leader today in this week or this year than I was before. And Leader Impact really helps do that, whether it's the books and the curriculum and the conversations that you have. I'm extremely encouraged with the growth of the organization, the impact that it's going to have on you personally when you get involved, but then also the opportunity that it would provide for you if you wanted to take it and to really grow it and to make it, your own kind of ministry, your own kind of passion, which is unbelievable. I don't know any other organization or, activity that a business leader or a marketplace leader could get involved in like Leader Impact and have those kinds of opportunities.
I couldn't agree more. I think everybody should take an opportunity to pick up your book or check out the Leader Impact website and see what speaks to them. So for those who would like to pick up a copy of your book, how do they go about doing that?
Well, we wanted to make it really easy. So the best way to do it is you go to Amazon.com and you search for it, Becoming a Leader of Impact by Braden Douglas, and you'll be able to find it, order it, whether it's Kindle, hard copy, soft copy. And just to know that all proceeds from this book go to Leader Impact and helping the organization. So I hope it sells millions. It doesn't mean I make a cent off of it, but it means that the organization can really help fund and create new products and new things like this, and to really help it going. So if you want to order, it's Becoming a Leader of Impact by Braden Douglas, and order on Amazon.com. And I hope you order 10, 50, 100 books for your friends and stuff as well. So help get this word out there for this, what I think is a really important topic and something that I think you're going to find a lot of value in.
I couldn't agree more. And I think it's fantastic for us to be able to invest in our leadership, no matter where they are in their journey. I think it's great that we have an organization and the opportunity to impact generations of leaders. So thanks so much, Braden, for your time. Thank you for taking the time away from your family to write this book to help other leaders. And thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing lots of great content with other leaders and stuff. And I think you guys are doing a great job. So keep it up.